The literacy department has put together some blank templates for admins and teachers as they are planning for the master schedule and a teacher's weekly schedule to make sure that they are including the most powerful components of literacy, math blocks, and other content areas. So we have included the first tab with instructions. This is a blank example of the master schedule template. There is a column for each grade. This column on the side is going to add for you how many instructional minutes are in that day, so 400 total. After you take out recesses and things like that, you can delete those 15 minutes here, half an hour, wherever lunch is, and you'll see how many minutes are left for instruction. If you change something that you did not mean to change, you can always press Ctrl-Z for undo, or this button up here on the left. On the right hand side, you'll see columns for each grade level and puzzle pieces available for planning when that will happen. So let's say, just for example, kindergarten has lunch at 11. I would click and drag that puzzle piece over. To click and drag any of the pieces, you would select it and then move your mouse to the very edge. I usually do the top edge, but you can do any of these edges. Click and drag. So if kindergarten has their power hour or power up or walk to read right at the beginning of the day, they might move it to be at 8:30 and let go, and it will be there. We want to make sure there's time for both Tier 1 and Tier 2 and 3. This is the same time that special ed teachers would be pulling students from that grade. You can also move both at the same time if desired. Maybe paraprofessionals and sped teacher does kinder first and then first grade, for example. If you need to move it a little bit, it won't move if it's merged. So usually I'll take it off of the calendar and then bring it back where I want it. So you would continue to do that for each grade. Recesses, ideally you have a recess not right in the middle of a block like this, but right at the same time as there's already going to be a transition, so that there's a larger block available for instruction when a teacher starts to do that. Specials block you can put in as well. It's a great goal to have it be the same time each day. So let's say kindergarten is right at the end of the day, etc. So here's an example of one filled in. This particular school has some paras available to help with math small group intervention. So those are plugged into the master schedule as well. The SPED teacher takes students for ELA for 45 minutes, but the para only comes for half an hour. So they're able to block off 45 minutes for small group. Recesses, specials blocks, those are all in there as a master schedule. Now, once you plan this, there is a tab for each grade. So for example, if I want to update the first grade tab with the items from the master schedule, I would highlight, press Ctrl-C to copy, put it in the schedule here, Ctrl-V. Now I happen to be, my example starts at 8:40, this example starts at 8:15. Same concept. So you're going to copy paste right there and then do the same thing for each of the days, Monday through Thursday, and then part of that for Fridays. Probably copy the recess over, copy lunch, we still need lunch on Friday, and anything else that is the same for the whole grade level you would put on there. Then, first grade, before a teacher starts to add their instructional blocks, you would make a copy of that grade level. If you have 3 kindergarten teachers, you want to make 3 copies. So you'll right click on the tab, choose create a copy. I want it right next to the other first grade. And I might call them 1A, 1B, etc. Although I still want to keep a blank one just in case. So I would copy another one. Whoops. Wanted it to be over here. Right click, rename 1B, and maybe I have one more first grade teacher. Drag it over here and it would be 1C. And you could put the teacher's name there as well. It would just make the tabs longer. Once you've done this, I've still got the blank template for first grade, but each teacher has their own tab, and they can, during a PLC or the first of the year training, they can decide, when am I going to teach my foundational skills? Grab the piece, drag it over. Maybe they want to do it first thing at the beginning of the day. Maybe they do a morning meeting and then jump right into foundational skills. Maybe I do comprehension first. These do not have to be in a certain order. You just have to make sure, the goal is to make sure you have each piece. So I might do writing right after lunch, etc. So after the teacher, usually you do the same thing each day. So I can click and drag it all the way over. Oh, I should probably teach reading on Friday too. So I can copy and paste. There is also power though in moving rather than copy pasting, because then you can see which pieces you're still missing that you haven't added to your block yet. Math is available. Maybe you have PE on Wednesdays at 1:45, etc. So you literally click and drag the puzzle pieces over, or copy paste, as long as you don't get confused which ones you've already used and which ones you haven't. So once each teacher has done that, they can view, a coach can support during any of those times. They'll know what the teacher will be working on at any given time. They can know when their special is. And this is a perfect thing once it's complete to share in a sub binder, because subs can know exactly what time lunch is, specials are, and then what the content areas are in each part of their block.